Hello everybody, welcome back to the Craft Beer Hub. I've got a double beer review for you. It is of these beers right here. Now, as of the beginning of October 2023, Brewdog have lobbed these two into Tesco's. It's been part of a bigger kind of mass supermarket beer launch, really. There's been new stuff in Sainsbury's, Asda, Morrison's and Tesco. So we've been waiting a while and finally it's all come at once. Both of these beers are 4.3%. We have the Wingman, which is defined as a session IPA. There we go. Quite different can art from Brewdog, this one. Really different. Is it going to be a sort of different approach? Who knows? And then we've got a very traditional looking Brewdog, Shore Leave it's called, which is an amber ale, which kind of perked my interest actually, because when I think of the beers that I've tried from Brewdog, a lot of stouts, a lager. I've had a few of their special stouts. I had Dog Eye, and I've had a couple of the other dog stouts. But I can't really put my finger on whether I've had a traditional Brewdog beer before. And because of that, it's an amber ale. It's going to be a bit more malt forward rather than a hop forward, which is where a lot of the Brewdog beers fall down, you know, the hops. I'm kind of wondering whether that could be alright. I'm hoping it could be. Both of these beers were under £3 from memory. I believe this was around £2.80, £2.90, and I believe this one had a bit of a funny price tag, like £2.45. So it kind of is going head to head with the likes of Woodford's Wherry round here, which is an amber ale, very well known, and other amber ales on the market. So yeah, and the label looks good. It looks good. Both of these beers look pretty good on the shelf. I quite like the can art of or the bottle art, should I say, of the Shore Leave. But hey, which beer first? I'm going to do the amber ale first because it kind of makes sense. Obviously Brewdog, they recently won, I saw, Employers of the Year or something like that, or they've been certified as good employers. They might sort themselves out, but obviously we all know about the Brewdog controversy, so we're not going to talk about that here. It does seem like they've cleaned their act up a little bit. They've been a bit quiet recently, which is probably a good thing for them considering the position they were in. So hopefully, you never know, they might have got their heads down and started to produce good beer again. Could it be? What have we got there? We've got quite a highly carbonated amber ale. It looks pretty decent in the glass. Crystal clear. Subtle carbonation going on. Got a 3-finger white foamy head. The beer in the glass looks fantastic, I will say that. Bang on amber ale, bottled. I had a fantastic amber ale. Not a style I drink a lot of, I will say, but I had a fantastic amber ale down in the New Forest when I was in Lymington. And it was from Salcombe, and it was like, oh my god! Honestly, it blew my mind how good it was. Really, really high quality. Anyways, my daughter tries to get in the bedroom and come and disturb the beer review. Let's get a nose. Punchy citrus, nice bitter biscuit notes as well. Bit of caramel. Bit of grapefruit in there as well. It smells like they've kind of gone. I suppose this probably would be. I don't know, I haven't looked at the bottle, it might say, but it smells kind of like New World hops in here. It doesn't smell like sort of British trad. It smells very New Worldy to me. But interestingly, it doesn't kind of have that Brewdog twang on the aroma. There is a particular twang with a Brewdog beer. It's hard to put your finger on what it smells like. But yeah, there's none of that here. It smells like a decent amber ale, to be honest. Let's go in. Cheers, everybody. Very watery. That's the first thing you notice. There's no lack of there's no mouthfeel in it at all. Very, very watery and viscous. Citrus comes up at you up front, which is unusual. The middle, there's a very bitter, biscuity, caramelised malt taste. And you get towards the back and it's just tastes like sort of British noble hops, kind of bitter, kind of earthy, a bit grassy, a bit stinging nettly, with a kind of hit of that kind of caramelised malt behind it all. I'm not bothered, if I'm honest. I'm not bothered. I had a bit of hope for this beer, if I'm honest, but there's just no real condition to it. flavours come in a funny order. There is a bit of grapefruit now that I'm picking up at the start. But true to form, like their kind of more hoppy stuff, like their Pales and IPAs, those hops are very... There's a kind of artificial note to it. There's a kind of dumbed down, slightly chemical, artificial note to those hop flavours. And I'm not a fan of that. It's pretty inoffensive for a Brewdog beer because sometimes you taste them and you're like, oh my god, this tastes like a headache. This kind of has a little bit of that, but not to the extent of what the other beers have. I'm going to give that a 2 out of 5 for me. Yeah, wouldn't recommend it. Wouldn't recommend it. Let's have a quick look at the bottle. Water, malted barley, yeast and hops. Nothing else. Nothing else on the bottle. I think it's going to be New World hops in there. Not very good New World hops, I have to say. Right. I was kind of hoping... I don't have high hopes for this, so I was kind of pinning my hopes on the bottle. But hey-ho, let's see what we get. This is the Brewdog Wingman Session IPA. The Eagle has landed. There we go. Typical bold marketing from the Brewdog guys. Let's get it open then. Puff of smoke on the can opening. Yeah, again, this looks very, very, very viscous and watery. Yep, almost looks like a pale lager, really. Look at that. Looks like a kind of pale lager, blonde lager. Semi-hazy. One finger whitehead. Looks alright, I suppose. Looks quite refreshing in the glass. And this kind of smells like a Brewdog beer. This does have that kind of funny Brewdoggy kind of twang to the aroma. Bit of grapefruit, a bit of pineapple in the note though. But it does smell like a regular Brewdog beer that you would expect to buy off a supermarket shelf. It doesn't smell like a step up in quality. But hey, let's go. Cheers everybody. I'm waiting for the chemical bitterness. And it's not there. Okay. 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 It's light and malty to start with. Carbonation fizzes and pops on the tongue. And it's very dialed back on the where the hops come in. It's very dialed back, but you do get a bit of grapefruit, pineapple, bit of orange. Yeah, and then you're left with a kind of zesty orange, pithy taste. With a little touch of bitterness. I'm going to stop short of saying, is it a good beer? Not for me. Doesn't suit me entirely. But I think this is one of the better Brewdog beers. There's a bit of quality. There is a bit of quality in here. There is none of that. Often with a lot of the Brewdog beers, you kind of get a bit of a chemical, drying, kind of jarring taste in your mouth. But there's none of that here. Not a hint of it. For me, it's so light. And there is a nice little bit of malt quality to start with. Only a little bit, and then it's very quickly into the hop notes. But it's almost got shades of like an India Pale Lager or a cold IPA. It kind of tastes like a lagered, because it is so light and it's so refreshing in the mouth. I don't think that's too bad, if I'm honest. I didn't have, I saw the word IPA on it when I picked it up in the shop, and I was thinking, oh no, what could this mean? But you know what? It's not going to be the best beer, and it's not going to be the best beer you'll drink this year. Session IPAs are very, very hit and miss anyway, depending on brewer. But is that the worst supermarket session IPA? No. I think in terms of actual quality and like picking out those really, really good bits that I personally look for in a beer, I'd say that's one of Brewdog's better efforts, and it poos over that. The session IPA is far better than the Shore Leave, that's for sure. Sorry, my daughter's crying in the background. I'm going to give that a... I think some people will like that. I think that's actually a beer... That is a beer for certain craft beer drinkers. I'm going to give that a 3 out of 5. And I'm tempted to give it 3.5, but I will stick at 3 out of 5 just because it's not that step up in quality. But in terms of Brewdog beers, you might quite like that, and you can buy it by the can as well, which is good because a lot of their stuff's in 4-packs. I'm about to go and take care of my daughter who's crying in the background. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you would be so kind. Get in the comments and let me know if you've had these beers. Let me know what you think. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.